Hi guys, today's video is going to be sponsored by Tam Beauty and it's going to be all about these brand new palettes. It's the new palette system from Makeup Obsession. Now my previous video was actually about another custom palette. It's a completely different kind of system. This is very like click and, I want to say click and collect, that's not right. It's like click lock, there's a word for it, isn't there? Like they've got specific places for each thing. So it's got like they're all in squares and they click into place. Whereas the other one is kind of a bit more free, and in theory you could take anything from anything, put a little magnet on the bottom of it and put it in one of those magnetic freedom palettes. I really like that freedom palette, and by the way, the winner of the giveaway has been contacted. If they don't contact me back, I will be drawing another winner, but eventually when that's all done and dusted, I will link who won below, or write the person's name just so that you guys know. But I did draw a winner for that giveaway, for those of you that were wondering. So today I'm going to go through all the different things that you can get from this new palette system. I have, I think, everything. They're available in Boots, which is a bit different. This I actually saw in a Boots store in Brighton, and it had every single different pan that you could choose, all the different kinds of palettes that you can choose from, and it's a very custom thing. And I believe they're starting to do something in Boots where you can customize anything, which is, those of you that know me will know that's a really big deal for me. You can get things engraved, have pictures put on things, just everything. And with these kind of things, in theory, from what I've seen, you should be able to get like names or whatever you want engraved on the top of it. Really cool idea. I can't believe no one's thought of it already. So if that's going to be like a regular thing in every Boots has me now, because I'm absolutely obsessed with anything personalized. I'm going to be having my initials engraved into everything, like every lipstick I buy. So, as I said, these are all the different palettes that you can get. You can get big ones, you can get small ones, lots of different colours. So the empty palettes look like this, and the inserts come in a little, I don't know what we're calling this, little case thing. So you could use this as a separate eyeshadow. You don't even need to get a palette if you don't want to, but for me that's the whole point. I don't know why you wouldn't. Then you open this up, pop it out. It has also got the, rather than it being on the bottom of the casing, the information about that particular shade is on the bottom of the pan, which is super useful, because then when you click it in to your palette like this, I'm getting black eyeshadow all over myself, then on the back you can actually see. I love that. On most custom palettes and kind of magnetic palettes and things, you put something in, you have to take it out to see what it is. It's kind of annoying. But on this one, you look at the back and you can see what everything is. Really, really useful. And also looks really neat because once you've got everything in there, it's all uniform. So what I've done is I've put everything that I've got into the palettes that I can in kind of some kind of order is what I've tried to do. And then I've kept, I think, 4 of these because I thought if I'm going to need more than 4, chances are I'm just going to fill one of the 6 palettes. Whereas I'm more likely to maybe take 1 or 2 of the shadows or blushes out and put them in these individual ones if I was traveling and I didn't want to take a lot with me. So I don't think you need to keep all of these. You know, if you filled an entire 12 pan, I don't think you need to keep them all, but also don't throw them away because this is still a useful thing. If you want to take 1 blush or 1 eyeshadow or 1 whatever with you, then this is it's a useful thing to have. So I suppose we'll start with what I decided were my 4 favourite eyeshadow products. You can get eyeshadows, contours, creams, powders, blushes, all kinds of different things, but I'm kind of just using them as eyeshadows. This one, for example, is a contour powder in Fair. It's 101 Fair. I wouldn't necessarily use this as a contour. I'd probably use it as more like a transitional or blending colour or a base colour. I liked that particular colour. And who's to say it has to be a contour colour? This one is E102 Taupe. This one is E112 Ginger. This one is E136, I can't read upside down, Rapture. I should have put these in the right way around. This is the E109 Champagne. And this is E127 Chocolate Cream. I think E means eyeshadow. So what I've tried to do is keep everything to somewhat of a theme in the palettes that I've got. So this one, for example, is kind of goldens and neutrals, and this one is more like the dark, oh, I accidentally popped that one out then, the kind of dark, smokier shades. This palette is all contour, whether it be cream or powder. I've tried to put them all in together. This one is all colour. I tried to put all of the matte eyeshadows in this one. And finally, blush and bronzer. I think they all fit in here. I'm not 100% sure. To be fair, for me, if I was actually building these palettes, there's no way I would have purchased so many very, very similar bronzer colours. I probably wouldn't have been able to resist the blushes. If you remember the Fashionista range that was very similar to this a few years ago, I was absolutely obsessed with collecting them, and it was more blushes than anything else, and I still have them. it was more blushes than anything else that I collected from that, rather than eyeshadows, because I was just a bit of a sucker. But the bronzers don't appeal to me quite so much, so I probably wouldn't have all the bronzers in here. I'd probably end up choosing all the blushes and a couple of the contoury shades to go into one palette if it was just the ones that I had chosen for myself. But I didn't want to swatch everything as we went along because it would have been just the world's longest video. So instead, I'm going to photograph every single thing here and number it and put it in a blog post below. So hopefully that will be a good resource for you if you are ordering online, or you want to put together kind of a wish list or a shopping list if you're going to go into store, so you know which ones you actually want, rather than just kind of like aimlessly looking around, because there are so many to look at, and trying to figure out which ones it might be. So I will do that for you, and you can check that out below. Also, don't forget to check out Makeup Obsession's Instagram. They post not only their pictures, but they're regramming other people's palettes, which is always quite interesting to see what other people decide go together and what they want in a palette for themselves. So yeah, check that out as well. And that is it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it's useful for those of you maybe that didn't know about the brand. It is a new thing, or you just want a bit more information. I think that the actual quality of the eyeshadows is amazing. Some of them are really, really good. It's the same with everything. It can be a little bit hit and miss. Some are kind of more powdery than others. Some are just like super, super pigmented and beautifully blendable. And of course the blushes I love. So check out that blog post below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!